as I'm cooking dinner tonight, keeping it nice and simple. I'm on these for 49p down at B&M. What a great bargain. And all you got to do is just rinse them off. It's like so easy. So, I'm going to pop them in there. Break those up in a minute. I picked up some pork belly from down the road. Again, everything is here. Like, gee, look at the size of the pan. There's like 4 different pans to choose from. So you can actually cook whatever you want. Which, obviously, for me, is fantastic. I'm just going to turn this up a little bit. Because I'm not restricted and I don't feel like I can't have what I have at home. So, obviously, I've just got my bits and bobs and some seasonings and some other bits that I brought with me, like olive oil, some honey. And all I've got in here is some cut up pork belly. And I've covered that with some honey, chilli, and I didn't bring my soy sauce, but I did have Worcester sauce. So we've chucked that in. Because I don't want the pork to overcook too much, we are actually going to put the veg in now. We're going to do that dish that I did earlier, a couple of days ago, I think. We're just literally simple, easy. Oops, there we go. I accidentally set off the wrong one there. Turn that back around. And keeping it very, very cheap. Alright, same with this. Obviously just thinly sliced. Again with the honey. We got some chilies that I threw all over the floor. Lucky I've got a spare at home, I think. I hope. Otherwise I will be really upset. But honestly guys, it has been so lovely down here. There's been some wonderful views. I think my dog is having a whale of a time at the moment. That's a bit garlic, I want that. Come here. Right, ow! Right, I'm going to try that. Don't do that, it really hurts. He seems absolutely at home and at ease, which is wonderful. I've never seen him so happy. So, as I said, I'm keeping this nice and easy because obviously I'm having a bit of my day. I'm shattered, I'll be honest with you. Can't believe that I'm so worn out. Walking around, actually relaxed for once, comfortable, you know, under no strain, under no pressure. So we're finishing off with a nice easy meal for tonight. And I am just going to let that do what it does. I've just realised to put the bowl in the wash and I need it for the broccoli. Oh, I'll have to do that another night. I'm going to cover this, so there isn't actually a lid big enough for this. So what I'm going to do is there is, however, this giant size frying pan. And I'm going to put it on top like that. I'm going to turn this down nicely. I'm going to get that marinated, cooking beautifully in there, nice and slowly, while I sort out and crisp up some of the broccoli. Because we're going to put that in last, just to keep the texture of the broccoli and to keep it so it's like all mushy and horrible. Nobody wants that. I was turning around, and we are actually, this kitchen is phenomenal. It's honestly, it's just so equipped. I couldn't ask for more. These are the noodles I said that I picked up from B&M. And literally, just warm water and rinsing them through. That is all they need. And they're going to go obviously in after I put the broccoli in. They only need literally a couple of minutes in the pan. So, there we go. All you're doing is just putting a bit of life in them, really. Not really doing anything to them, they're already done for you. But for 49p, you can't really argue with that. And again, this kitchen's so equipped. I don't have to look for anything. There's a colander, there's a sieve. It's perfect. So what we're going to do is we are just going to crisp up a little bit. What's the kitchen roll? Where's the kitchen? Ah, there it is. We're just going to crisp up a little bit of broccoli. So, turn it back around, guys. Sorry about that. There we are. Hi. Alright, let's go back. There we go. So you can see what I'm doing. A little bit of pepper. A little bit of salt. And just grab me olive oil. Say about no more than a tablespoon. That'd be perfect. Alright. Like that, a little jiggle in there. Try not to throw it everywhere because I've got a tendency of doing that. I do a little jiggle like this and everything goes flying. Alright. See, look how nice that's cooking. Let's give that a little wipe. Yeah, looking quite nice actually. I'm quite happy with that. Now, and what we can do is once the veg is where you want it, we can actually turn it up because then we can crisp up the pork without overcooking the meat. So we keep steaming to cook the veg, and then we will turn it up to crisp up the pork belly. We crisp it up prior, it's going to get soft anyway. So you might as well cook the veg, steaming it, so we don't overcook the veg. Put that back on for another 5 minutes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another chopping board. Perfect. I'm just going to leave that there like that. Away. Oh, I have this hot, well, this absolute accommodation. I'm really glad it's worked out really well. It's always the biggest worry is everything going to be okay? What if it all completely goes wrong? What if it's, God, there's always that. So I'm going to use, oh, that's better. It's got 2 different bread knives. Again, just like how I would at home. I have 2 different bread knives because one works perfectly on one and not on the other. So I'm going to try and use as much of this sourdough as possible to go with dinner tonight. Because it's that nice, I do not want to waste it. I think that'll do. Yeah, that's perfect. So look at that, guys. I got that again. I got that from Reeve the Baker up in Shaftesbury. Amazing baker. I love it. Every time I go to Shaftesbury, I go in that baker. I make a point of going in that baker's. I've got, honestly, it's just, can't waste anything that you buy either. It's so delicious that you feel guilty if you waste it. Alright. So all I'm going to do is we're going to toast that bread. Nice light toast. We'll cut it into nice little pieces like so. I'm going to give this a quick check. Good. I'm going to throw the broccoli in when I turn the heat up. To try my best to retain that lovely crispiness. Just put this on. There we go. Oh, Excellent. Oh, wait. Ah, there we go. Right. So I mean, just because you're not at home doesn't mean you can't have your homely things. I am very much a homely home comfort person. So again, exceptionally happy with accommodation. I don't actually want for anything because it's all here. It's amazing. I really didn't think I would be that lucky. I'm not saying I'm fussy, it's just I like things the way I like things and can't help that. We all have our little quirks, don't we? We all like it how we like things. Alright. Over there. There we are. Alright, let's give this pork check on. I think. Oh, look at that. That is lovely. So what we want to do now is we're going to turn that up while we throw in the broccoli. Let's check this one. But you also want to keep an eye on it as well at the same time. And try to do this before you throw noodles in, because again, you do not want to ruin your noodles. Throw some broccoli in there. I have no idea what it's going to taste like. It looks quite nice. It smells nice. I do hope it tastes good. Just making it up as we go along. It worked with the chicken, so I don't know why it should not work with the broccoli. But again, guys, this is just an easy, cheap way of you can use it up. What you got in the fridge, because, oh my god, it's gone everywhere. What you got in the fridge, what you need to get rid of. Let's see if we can get this crispy. Turn that on to the side. Just going to leave that for a couple of minutes and hopefully it will reduce some of the liquid in there and crisp up the pork, she says. What I say and what happens are two very different things. Alright, as I say, I'm going to leave that for a minute. Go get the noodles ready and pray for the love of God that this comes out nice. We've got a decent meal to eat tonight. I've actually used some cabbage. I'm not even going to attempt to say the name. Again, got this in a little. It's a name that I've used before with their frozen food. That's always been really nice. So I can't understand why their tin goods wouldn't be as nice. Alright, we're going to add noodles. Because I think that's as best as I can do. Oh God. I am really liking the size of my pan. I really should get myself this size. It's a really good size. I'm not forgetting about the bread. But what's going to be good about this is we can break this down and I can save it for later. Because, as I say, we are changing location tomorrow. Completely different. Something I've never done, so I'm really looking forward to it. Can't wait. I'm going with a happy head because I've had, again, such a wonderful experience here. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. But I'll let you know when I get there. I didn't ever think I'd be doing it, so again, really tough. Just turn that down. There we go. And I'm actually going to put the saucepan back on now and keep the heat in. And that's it, we're done. all I'll do is wait for the bread and dinner will be ready. Again, nice, easy, everything that I want is here. What a fabulous cottage, so well equipped. I really recommend if you want to come and visit North Devon, have a look at holiday cottages and look for Farm View in Ilfracombe. Yeah, I got it right this time. I really had to think about it as well, so I didn't say it by accident. But I will come back here again. I'm so happy. It's really, really exceeded my expectations. Because as I said, you never know what you're going to buy. I'm going to love and leave you because I'm going to finish this off. I'll probably show you a reel of what it looked like afterwards. But again, another cheap, quick, easy meal. And while you're away, which is the main thing. This is what you want. If you've been out all day, you want to come back. You don't fancy going out to eat because I really can't. Because I'm so shattered. I just want my comfies and I want to get snacky. Oh, bread's done. This is perfect for it. And again, quick, easy meal that you could just get straight into and relax. And I'm going to go grab my glass of wine. So I'd like to say thank you for joining me. Join me again because I'll be doing this all through the week until I come back to Somerset. I'll see you later. Thanks, guys. Bye.